This is one of a series of 5 videos that looks at 2 seismic retrofit standards. One is the brand new FEMA P-1100, also known as ICC 1300, and the older Standard Plan A. Now, I was on the committee for both of those, and I'm going to compare the two so that you can see which one you'd like to use for your own house. The best way to understand this is actually to go to our web page, and then you come over here to FEMA P-1100, ICC 1300, comparing the two. Right here is the first drop down, and it'll take you to this page right here. And right here you can see all 5 videos that make up this series. You can read all sorts of stuff, so you don't have to watch a video. You can just read about it, or you can say, hey, this looks boring, I don't want to even look at this at all. So here's all the information that you'll find in the videos, and it's much easier to access all the information off of this web page. Some people would say this isn't a fair comparison because the P-1100 ICC 1300 retrofit can resist 9,120 pounds. That's the weakest link. Whereas we come over here in the Standard Plan A retrofit, it can resist 4,625. That's the weakest link. So, why did they come up with these 2 different numbers? Why does one resist so much more than the other? Now, this one right here, that is based on computer models. And this one right here is based on actual evidence. So this one right here is based on some information, some research that was done by the National Science Foundation after the 1994 Northridge earthquake in Los Angeles, and then the 1989 earthquake here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So the big question is, are you going to look at computer models as your basis of your retrofit, or are you going to look at actual empirical evidence? As we saw in the videos and on the web page, it also needs to have balanced engineering. When I was on the Standard Plan A committee, we all got together, talked to the seismologist, and decided that really each wall line needs to resist a certain amount of force. And we made sure that they were all an equal amount of force, so that the bolts resisted the same as the plywood, and the plywood resisted the same as the frame anchors, so that they work together as a system. As we saw here, where they're out of balance, you end up spending a whole lot on redundant pieces of hardware, redundant linear footage of plywood, etc., and that increases the cost quite a bit. In another area, if, for example, we had used structural 1 plywood instead of rated plywood, we could have reduced the cost by 10%. So all these things need to be taken into consideration, reduce the cost, because my experience is the number one thing that makes people not want to retrofit their house is the cost.